Today, I want to talk you about a place called Coketown and the issues of child labor that was prevalent there. Coketown was a fictional town described by Charles Dickens in his novel Hard Times. It was a representation of the industrial town that sprang up in England during the Industrial Revolution. Coketown was a dirty, polluted, and oppressive place, where the air was thick with the smell of smoke and the sound of clenching machinery. But Coketown was more than just a setting in a novel. It was a reflection of the reality that many children in the 19th century had to endure. During this time, child labor was common and widely accepted. Children as young as 5 years old were put to work in factories, mines, and other dangerous occupations. They worked long hours for little pay and were often subjected to harsh treatment by their employers. Child labor was a result of the Industrial Revolution and the rapid expansion of the industry. With the rise of factories, there was a need of cheap labor to keep production costs low. Children were seen as a cheap and readily available source of labor. They were small, nimble, and could fit into small spaces and do tasks that adults couldn't. But the exploitation of child labor was not just limited to factories. Children were also employed in mines, where they worked in cramped and dangerous conditions. They would crawl through narrow tunnels, carrying heavy loads of coal on their back. They were also employed in agriculture, where they worked long hours in the field under the hot sun. The work that children did was often grueling and dangerous. They were exposed to hazardous substances and were at risk of injuries or death. Many children suffered from respiratory problems due to the air pollution in Coketown and other industrial towns. They were also at risk of accidents on the job, such as being caught in machinery or falling from height. The use of child labor was not just an issue in Coketown, but it was a widespread problem in many countries around the world. However, in recent years, there has been a growing movement to end child labor and protect the rights of children. Today, child labor is still a problem in many parts of the world, but it is not as widespread as it was in the 19th century. There are now laws in place in many countries that prohibit the employment of children under a certain age. These laws have helped to reduce the number of children who are forced to work, and have given them the opportunity to go to school and have a childhood. Despite this effort, there are still millions of children around the world who are forced to work. They are often exploited and mistreated, and they are denied the opportunity to receive an education. We must continue to fight for the rights of these children and ensure that they are protected from exploitation. In conclusion, Coketown was a fictional representation of the harsh realities that many children faced during the Industrial Revolution. Child labor was a widespread problem that robbed children of their childhood and subjected them to grueling and dangerous work. While progress has been made in recent years to end child labor, there is still more work to be done to protect the rights of the children around the world. Let us all do our part to ensure that every child has the opportunity to grow up safe, healthy, and well educated.